Now, to put these cuts into perspective, it's good to take a statewide view of what's going on around Texas. Over the last decade, enrollment in Texas public schools rose by about 20%. But during that same time period, school spending increased more than 95%. KXAN political reporter Josh Hinkle joins us live from the state capitol. Obviously, public education, a big strain on our Texas budget.
Well, it's part of the reason that the state is in such a financial crisis right now. It does give a lot of money back to education, but right now the state just can't keep up. This is all part of what the House is going to have to consider as its budget proposal hits the floor later on this week. Now, in the next 2 years, Texas is facing some major cuts to every one of its programs, and the proposals from lawmakers will have a massive impact, of course, to schools. The House is looking at $8 billion in cuts. On the Senate side, it's $4 billion.
Save our schools! No more cuts!
To be sure that no budgets are cut for education.
The fight is nothing new. Back in 1987, 24 years ago, teachers were fighting against proposals to eliminate full-day kindergarten and bonuses. Still, the struggle now is historic because schools have never faced cuts this large.
Cutting and making children stuffed into a classroom is unfair.
Teacher rally after teacher rally at the Capitol this session. This is one from a few weeks ago that brought about 4,000 people from across the state urging lawmakers for the funding they say they need. The state funding makes up a big chunk of the school's money, 37.3% in the state, but local property taxes play almost as big a part with 36.7%. Then you have 18.2% from bonds and other local funds, and the rest of the smallest portion from federal funds. Now, here at the state Capitol, there are a few other funding ideas in play. We've got the $830 million in federal funding now up in the air as Congressman Lloyd Doggett and Governor Rick Perry can't seem to come to an agreement about how to get that money to the state. And of course, there is as much as $6.2 billion in our state's rainy day fund that lawmakers could tap, though the governor has insisted that he will not sign any budget bill that uses that money. For now, we're live at the state capitol. Josh Hinkle, KXAN, Austin News.
Josh, thanks. Well, there's been a lot of talk about state money coming in from lottery sales. Well, since 1997, the Texas Lottery has given about $13 billion to education. Last year, it was $1 billion. Why not more? Well, not all the money, of course, goes to schools. 62% goes to the prizes that people win. Only 27% actually goes to public education in Texas. Now let's head back to the studio and find KXAN Shannon Wolfson. Shannon?